All right, fantastic. It is officially 1 p.m. EDT. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome everyone to the 2021 B Academics Teaching Roundtable. We are absolutely delighted to have you participate in today's conversation about teaching business as a force for good. Please feel free to share your own welcome message in the chat. I can already see some messages coming in. Let us know what organization you represent and where in the world you are joining us from today. My name is Jessica Yinka Thomas. I am on the faculty in the Poole College of Management at North Carolina State University, and I have the honor to serve as president and board chair of B Academics. I am joining you all from Durham, North Carolina, here in the United States. I am so excited to have you all joining us for today's conversation as we kick off our 2021 B Academics Teaching Roundtable. As an organization, we have come such a long way since our very first B Academics Roundtable at Wharton in 2016. We've continued to formalize the organization since then. In 2019, we became a formal 501c3 nonprofit incorporated here in the United States, and we've been scaling our impact since then. We now have a growing network of almost 2,000 educators, researchers, students, and practitioners studying B corporations, public benefit corporations, and business as a force for good from around the globe. As the world emerges slowly and at different rates from COVID, as we continue to see disruptions in higher education, and as stakeholder capitalism becomes increasingly central to the future of business, I think this community building is more and more relevant and necessary every day. I am so excited to have you all participate as we connect with each other and share best practices in teaching and inspiring future business leaders to build an economic system that's inclusive instead of exclusive, that's regenerative instead of extractive, and that is really creating broad value versus just simply shareholder value. I really want to thank everyone for making the time to participate in today's roundtable today. I know many of us are finishing up probably the most challenging academic year of our careers in many cases. And so I think it's so important and it means so much that you've made the space and the time to be here and join us for this conversation today. We're so fortunate to bring together a range of perspectives and approaches from educators and researchers, including academics, students, and B Corp practitioners from around the world. And I want to remind everyone that we've intentionally named this event as a roundtable because we want to really design it as an opportunity for dialogue and for all participants to engage and share your thoughts. I really want to highlight at the top of this roundtable and thank our incredible B Academics board. The work of today's roundtable, the work that we do over the course of the year would not be possible without the engagement, dedication, and incredibly outstanding expertise and talent that this board of directors brings to the organization. You're going to have a chance to hear today from just about all of our board members, but I want to make sure to really recognize and shout out Joel Gaiman, who is our VP and acting treasurer from University of Alberta, Summer Brown, who is our secretary and acting events chair from DePaul University, Emily Landry, who is our chair of B Engagement from University of Tennessee, Belle Barroso, who is our chair of communications from Universidad de Malaga, Cacao, who is our chair of research from Wilfrid Laurier University, Kristin Joyce, you're going to see a lot of today, chair of our Teaching and Curriculum Innovation Committee from University of Florida, and one of the co-chairs of hosting today's event. Calvin Chung, who is our chair of Information Sharing and IT from Mary Baldwin University. Veronica Devanin Vera, who's the chair of global engagement from Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona, and Maria Ballesteros Sola, our chair of our membership committee from California State University Channel Islands. I really want to thank and recognize the outstanding work of our entire board. And if you're interested and you're thinking, how can I join this illustrious group? Stay tuned for opportunities to do just that. We've got incredible expertise and perspectives represented. Our board has roots in 10 countries and 4 continents. And so we are really fortunate to be led by this incredible group of leaders and academics. Here, I'm going to hand it over to Joel Gaiman, our vice president.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Great to see you all here. My remarks are brief. I just want to thank and acknowledge all of the institutional supporters that really make the work that we're doing possible. We're all volunteers. Overhead is very low, but the supporters, allow us to keep the costs of membership low and allow us to put on events like this. You can see the supporters all listed here, and we're actually in the process of welcoming one new supporter, which we didn't quite want to put on the slide yet, but they're here in the room today, and that's the University of Georgia as well. So just a kind of virtual round of applause to all of the supporters that make our organization possible, and who are partnering with us as well, both on the teaching and the research side. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joel. And I will hand it over to Maria, our chair of membership.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you everyone from being here. As Jessica mentioned, it has been quiet, right, since that first community of inquiry gathering in 2016. In early this year, in January 21, we launched our paid membership, and we are very excited to say that in hardly 6 months, we have been able to convince 150 people and academics that this is worth their time and their effort. So I want to be sure I invite everyone to join our paid membership. We do offer different type of memberships. Those are for academics, for students, and of course also practitioners. And we have different price tiers depending if you are in the global south or you are on the north. What do you get if you become a member? Is basically access to all the events that we are organizing, and we have an average of 4 events planned per year, and you will have free access. So shout out to all the members that got today using their membership. Of course, you get access to our larger global network, and you have access through our website to 400 and plus, growing, because we receive your own input of resources in our website. So I want to encourage everyone to consider joining after today. You are still not a member, so reach out to me later. You will have time. We have a few hours together, but welcome everyone.
Thank you so much, Maria. And yes, thank you so much to our institutional supporters and all of our members who make our work possible and really help to sustain this incredible organization. Here, I'm going to hand it over to Ka, our chair of research.
Hi. Great to see you all. Thanks for attending the event. So I will be brief. In late September, we are going to host the annual research roundtable. I'll share the details in the chat, so it's easier to explain. So for this year's event, the theme is we try to push a little bit on multidisciplinary research as well as kind of international research. We have invited a panelist from UK, from Italy, and who are doing research in South America, for example. And we also invite a legal scholar as one of our panelists. And Professor Jerry Davis has agreed to give a keynote speech. So overall, regarding the logistics, we are going to facilitate the exchange of ideas before and after the event. So we hope the roundtable can help researchers develop the research. In the meantime, we try to build a researcher community in the long run. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll share my email in the chat. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Ka. And if at the end of this teaching roundtable, you are thinking, when can I join the next Be Academics roundtable? Mark your calendar for that research roundtable coming up in September. Here, I will hand it over to Summer, our board secretary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Summer Brown from DePaul University in Chicago in the US. I am also the chair of the nominating committee. So I am responsible for both encouraging membership in our committees, but also running our elections for the board. You should expect more information about our 2021 board election coming in the July newsletter. So please keep an eye out for that if you're interested in getting more involved in the leadership of the organization. The actual election will take place in November. But until then, and if you're not quite ready to commit to a board membership, you don't quite know what, all of this is, all of the work that's involved, and maybe you want a little bit of a lower tier involvement, we would love if you could join us for one of our committees. We've talked about several of those committees. They're all listed here on this slide. Things like the treasurer, communications, events, membership, the research. You can help with our research roundtable, global engagement, teaching and curriculum, information technology. Basically, we're looking for people who have a variety of skill sets, but mostly we just really want someone who's excited, committed to this whole cause, and willing to give a little bit of their time. You can sign up for one of these committees and submit your kind of interest on our website. We put the link in the slide here, but I'll dump it in the chat in a minute as well. But it's on our website. You can just put in your top 2 kind of choices. We're limiting the committee memberships to about 5 people, just so it doesn't get too unwieldy with scheduling meetings and things. So please do kind of rank which ones you might be most interested in. We are looking for some people who have very specific experience, if you do, like in maybe an investment or finance or accounting. But you don't have to have this stuff as well. If you just have an interest in B Corps, we want you as well, okay? And I guess that's it. So yeah, I've mentioned the 2021 board elections coming soon. So pay attention to that in the next newsletter. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Summer. And I encourage everyone, if you're interested in getting more involved, here's a fantastic way to do that. So we look forward to hearing from you and your engagement. Here, I am absolutely thrilled to hand it over to Kristin Joyce, who chairs our Curriculum Innovation and Teaching Committee. Kristin has led the planning of today's roundtable and has really, through just an incredible effort over the last several months, pulled together, I think, a really outstanding session. So thank you so much, Kristin, for your leadership of that committee and for all of your efforts and work pulling together today's event. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Jessica. I am so glad and grateful to be here today for our 2021 Teaching Roundtable, and hopefully next year we'll be able to gather together in person. I'd like to begin by turning it back to our organizing and giving a shout out to Jessica Thomas, our co-chair of this event, and incredible Be Academics president, for going way above and beyond to make everything today possible. Also to Summer, Maria, Emily, and Calvin for all of their help in planning, coordinating each of the sessions and all of the logistics behind today's event. We invite you to please stay for the happy hour and breakout rooms to continue the conversations that we have there, because we haven't built much time for that into the agenda. It's content heavy, maybe a big fire hose. So on behalf of the organizing committee and the entire Be Academics board, I'd like to thank each of you here today for taking precious time out of your busy lives to join us. The events of the past year have made it clear, at least for me, and I imagine for many or most of us together here today, that time is all we have in this life. It's precious and valuable and fragile and fleeting, and it's hopefully spent intentionally doing things that give us a sense of purpose and meaning, and that make a positive impact in the world. So thank you for choosing to invest the gift of your time, presence, and energy and attention all here with us for the 2021 Be Academics Global Teaching Roundtable to talk about teaching about business as a force for good. So during the next few hours, we'll, and this is what I'm going to review the agenda really quickly. So first we will have a session on experiential learning and be impact teams, and that'll be a panel that will be introduced by Jessica, and we have a special facilitator or a special moderator for that. And then we have a session on teaching with case studies with a facilitator of Maria from Cal State. And she, again, is also our chair membership, was just introduced. And then we have a best practices in teaching about business as a force for good, moderated by Emily, who is our board member and chair of Be Local Engagement. And then lastly, the event officially ends at 4, but we hope that you will kindly stay around for our optional interactive happy hour. If we were in person, we would stay together. So we're offering an optional happy hour. Summer from DePaul, who's our secretary, will be facilitating that. And we invite you to stay after to have small group discussions and breakout rooms to have time for Q&A and discussion around the sessions prior. So I just want to speak really quickly about logistics. I know that we've been on hundreds, if not thousands, of Zoom meetings and webinars by now, but just a couple reminders. Please keep yourself muted to minimize any background noises. We invite you to use the chat feature. We have members of the Be Academics board here to help facilitate discussion in the chat feature. But again, most of our presenters won't be monitoring chat while talking. I think Maria said she likes to do that, but I think most of the sessions, there's going to be little or no time for discussion and Q&A. We do invite you again to stay for the happy hour, to breakout rooms, to continue the conversations there. We also welcome you to leave your video on so that we feel a sense of community. But if doing so, please make sure you're not backlit, you don't have visible distractions or fans on before you share your video. And this is all being recorded. So if you're not comfortable with your video being in the recording, then we ask for you to please leave your video off. And then lastly, I just want to mention that out of respect for everyone's time and personal needs, we've not built in any bio breaks. So you're welcome to step away as needed, to use the bathroom, to hydrate, to stretch, etc. Please do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. I think as academics, we often live in our heads and we prioritize our productivity over our personal well-being. And I'd like to invite you to do what you need to take care of yourself during our time together. So again, this event is being recorded and we're going to be posting the sessions with links for each one. So you're welcome to return and review any session that you might miss or any part of any session that you'd like to review again. Without further ado, next up is our experiential learning panel featuring a discussion of Be Impact team models. And I'm going to be turning it back over to Jessica, who will introduce the panel moderator, Meredith.